Andiamo, Vankers!
Andiamo, Vankers. You're doing really well, Vankers. Wow, this is amazing, Vankers.
Ciao, Vankers. How is everybody
Yes, grazie
doing?
tutti, Vankers. Hell to the motherfucking yeah. Lewis Hamilton back on top. Matt back on the pod. Fresh from, say it with me, Italy.
Italy, bitch.
Yeah. Dude, you did something. You must have done something. You did something to
yeah.
the water over there. You brought the good vibes.
I did. Yeah, I brought a lot of positive energy. That's what I did to Italy. Me bringing my positive vibes, yelling at the Italian airline people for overbooking me twice. The way they say casually, we overbooked you. I'm like, that's fraud. You're admitting to committing fraud. I mean, only an airline.
And then you said, are you sure I don't have a seat? And they said, we are checking. We are checking.
Exactly.
If you have a seat. And then the answer is no, you do not have a seat on the plane. But you know what? Listen, you might have not had a seat on the plane, but Lewis Hamilton has a seat at Ferrari and a seat atop that podium. Matt was in Italy bringing the good.
Guess what? It's the number one seat, bitch. It's seat number one because he's the number one.
Yeah,
fucking driver.
New World Order in Maranello, baby.
Una. How do you say una?
Well, Matt was bringing the good times in Italy. I was bringing the good times in New York City, baby, because the Knicks are champions. Dude, what an amazing sports league. The Knicks are the world champion, the NBA champs. Lewis Hamilton back on the top step. This is like the best sporting weekend of my life.
It took 53 years for the Knicks to win this championship, and it felt like 53 years for Lewis. It really did feel like a fucking lifetime.
That is right.
And for honestly, I know a lot of people here are like, don't talk about basketball. Shut the fuck up. It really scans because honestly, Ferrari is in many ways a very incompetent organization that is run in a Dolan-esque fashion. And they're just lucky that they're Ferrari. Like, Dolan is just lucky that they're the Knicks, that they're an institution, that they're the only team in New York. They don't have the Mets to contend with. They don't have the Jets to contend with. They have the Nets that nobody gives a fuck about. They own the city.
That's right.
Right. Ferrari is the same thing, right? They've been there. They've been there forever. They don't have any competition. Like, there really is no competition. They've been there way longer than Mercedes, McLaren. And there's no other Italian team. There's no competition. So they have that resting on the laurels, the same thing, and it looks like they now Lewis is locked in. Mm-hmm. And it looks like they brought upgrades, and holy shit, it looks like that maybe the upgrades work. It's a it's a happy learned how to putt.
That's right.
And because their race pace was looking good, and they're usually so shit on their tire and their strategy. Did they just pull a blinder on Mercedes' strategy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did Ferrari just have an amazing strategy race? What the hell has happened? I mean, is hell freezing over? That was crazy.
And we'll get into this later, but Lewis is having a wonderful time on the radio. Just having an amazing, you're doing amazing, Kylie. That was the meme. That was basically the essence of
That's right.
Of the radio interactions there. On that side of the garage. Garage.
Because on the other side, despair. Listen, I'm wearing the Charles Leclerc, despair shirt because ever since he re-upped with Ferrari, it's just been pain for Charles Leclerc.
It's I'm gonna call it a tale of two bomb box, right? On one side, it's the Barbie movie. On the other side, it's fucking Marriage Story. Right, and that's just
Oppenheimer.
What it is. Oppenheimer. Right. So it's bleak as fuck.
Yeah.
But where do you want to?
Well, there's so much to discuss because there's so much that happened in this race. Obviously, there's Lewis getting back on the top step. There's Charles Leclerc's weekend from hell from qualifying to the race. And then there's everything that happened over at Mercedes-Benz with George Russell leading the race, Kimi Antonelli hot on his ass. And then finally the racing gods smiting Kimi as they've smut George before this season. This is a huge shakeup for the WDC standings. Lewis is now in second place. George, huge weekend for George, necessary weekend for George, but also getting his ass, getting caught there. So there's so much to discuss in this episode of the Red Flags, part of the Vox Media Network. I think we got to start with Lewis, dude. I think we got to start with Lewis motherfucking Hamilton. We have been some of the only people telling everyone to shut up. He's still got his old man strength. We've been liking what we've been seeing and not jumping off of the Lewis Hamilton bandwagon. Listen, we were like, is it a fluke, right? Does he just, we were talking like.
Does he just like China? Does he just like Canada? Does he just like Monaco? Now it's like, does he just like Monaco? Does he just like Spain? It's like, no. He's back, baby.
He's back.
He's back.
He's fucking back. And listen, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of haters about the relationship. And you know what? Say what you will. You might not like it. I don't know if these people are soulmates or destined to be in love. But what he said when he said in the post-race interview, while looking directly at his ex, Nico Rosberg, is that he said, I am happy in my life. He said, my life is great. The people in my life are amazing. I'm doing it for them and the fan base. He's happy. He's happy. He's motivated. And listen, it was last year were growing pains. The car was what it was. He was getting used to it, but he worked with them. And Charles has talked about how Lewis has brought a new energy to the garage. And he said, fuck the simulator. I'm going to rely on my 10,000 hours and do what I do and get back to me. And he's fucking done that. And it's not a blip at this point, baby. He's here to stay.
He's doing what Luke Skywalker did, when he's going down into the Death Star. He's taking that shit off and just using the fucking Force. Let's go. It's so awesome.
Yes. I was so pumped. I'm so pumped. And it was a definitive victory today because there was a few things. Well, there was a few things that went into the pie. First, great qualifying. I mean, I think that everyone was kind of shocked that he was that.
No one saw him coming.
No, yes.
Everyone was saying, including myself, everyone was saying, well, it's going to be, Kimi or George. Oh, George is looking stronger, so it's going to be George and Kimi, and then maybe the McLarens will come into play. Like the qualifying cameras were not even following him. His time just fucking he just jumped out of the bushes and then just shoved himself in there. It was like, what?
That's right.
Crazy.
So there's that. Then what they've had on everyone the whole year is the starts. Well, guess what? Starts aren't that lit anymore. Everyone's figured it out. You can argue that maybe
he was on the softs too, and he couldn't do it. So I was like, he's fucked. He's fucked.
And then they go, no. We are committing to our strategy. We're doing a 3-stop. It's hot as hell. These tires are going to degrade. We're not going to fuck with trying to stay out on 2 sets of tires. We're doing a 3-stop. And then all of a sudden he's controlling the race because George has to respond to him. Like he's moving first and then he's making everyone else respond to him. George came in earlier than he wanted to.
Brian.
He was like, wait, what the fuck? Like I was preserving my tires and now you're bringing me in. Like you should have told me. I would have been like pushing harder. And they were like, it's what it is. Whatever. Lewis
Brian?
Forced our hand.
Would it be safe to say that Lewis was power bottoming, controlling the race from behind?
It's a great point. I think
power
yes.
bottoming this race. These
guys
were with
you
these
know
guys.
What? As someone who knows a few power bottoms, I think they would have watched that race today and said, "I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing on my television screens."
See, Mercedes were topping, thinking they were in control. No. No. Absolutely not.
I'm going to dictate where you go and what you do and how you do it.
In this session. Exactly.
And that's why you listen to this podcast and not other podcasts, okay? That's why you listen to us, bitch.
Fucking Cameron wouldn't have come up with that one, you fucks. Okay. All the comments.
Shout out to Cameron. We love Cameron.
Love the new duo. Everyone's saying, "Oh my God, what a great lineup." You know, I have such a hard time going on vacation. I have such a hard time letting go. I have this beautiful marriage. I decided, you know what? I'm going to let myself be loved. I'm going to let myself let go. I'm going to let myself enjoy my life for once. For once in my life, Brian, I fucking enjoyed it. And what do I see? All you cunts. Oh, the best podcast ever. Fuck you. Anyway, where were we? We
were in Lewis's race. So then he's dictating what's happening in terms of and then the Mercedes boys start fighting, and then Kimi starts sniffing that ass.
well, because I want to get into this because it was interesting. For a second, I thought Kimi was playing chess, not checkers, but then I was like, well, no, he's playing tic-tac-toe. Never mind. Because I was like, oh, if he knocks them both down, like if they go from 1-2 to 2-3, that's a good result because he just doesn't want because the 1-2, the George Kimi 1-2 is worse for Kimi than the George Kimi 2-3.
2-3, yeah.
So actually, if he could just slow down George enough to actually he wants Lewis to win.
Right.
That's actually his path of least resistance is just to fuck with George enough to drop them both down. The riskier strategy, which ended up, we don't know what happened to his car, but his wing was hanging off. That's all I'll say, and we'll get to that later. But we had track limits, so it's like, dude, just. If I'm him, I'm 35 though. If I'm him, I'm just just chill. This 2-3 is exactly what you need.
Right.
So yeah, I was thinking, is he just doing actually a smart thing, just slowing George down enough so Lewis can sail by and win this race and fuck George because this is not enough for him. But that turned out not to be the case. He was actually like, I'm trying to win. But
well, he was definitely trying to get ahead of George. I mean, who knows how conscious he was, or understanding of what was happening with Lewis, or what the consequences were of them battling during that time. But either way, they're battling during that time. They're slowing down, whatever. And then Lewis gets lucky. Safety car. He doesn't even have to worry about because he caught. He was catching them. He was he would have. I still think even without the safety car. Virtual safety car, he still would have won that race because of the pace that they had, and he would have had fresher tires, and he was able to pull out that huge gap.
And they were fighting
each other. Yeah, exactly.
If you told me that Ferrari was not going to have a great start, and that they were going to have to win this thing on tire deg and strategy, I'd say get the fuck out of here. Get got so. No fucking way. But they did it.
Right.
And that they were going to have positive vibes between the two of them. We're going to get to in a second. But I don't know if anybody noticed this, but he was really emotional. He got out of the car. He weighed himself. People were dapping up. And then he takes off his helmet. And people are trying to fuck with him. And Tupac changes his plan. That's just the way it is. Things and he's fucking rapping along to it.
Oh, that was playing?
Yes, I
missed that.
Rewound. It was very subtle. I turned the volume. I was like, I don't care that my wife. I'm gonna turn this way up and be very sure. I heard I see no changes. I'll wake up in the morning, and he's just fucking rapping along to it. I mean, if Changes was playing and George won that race, he's just what's he doing to Tupac's Changes? Absolutely fucking nothing.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Wow, this song has a really cool beat. It's a really cool beat to this song.
No, but it's also so ironic because it's like such a thing that he would have blasted in the Ferrari. It's so apropos of what Ferrari needs to hear.
Right.
That's just the way it is. And he's like, I see no changes. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself.
Yeah. I also liked that, like, you know, as much, you know, the Italian doesn't, you know, sit too well. You know, it sounds like kind of us when we speak Italian. Doesn't sound so great. But and so he said like the grazie tutti, blah, blah, blah. But then on the podium when they were playing the Italian national anthem and all the Italians at Ferrari were just like losing their fucking minds. And he was just like, what? He wasn't like trying to sing along to it. You know, he was just like watching him being like, fuck yeah. Like, look at me bringing you guys all of this joy. Yes. This whole race, but it does make me wonder. This is bringing up some questions here. I know that Ferrari just signed Charles for eternity. But at the end of the day, it is Lewis Hamilton. It is the GOAT of this era. It is a Mount Rushmore guy. It is one of the greats winning a race for you and arguably changing the culture of your garage and pushing people a la Michael, because this is what Charles has alluded to, that Lewis has really brought a new dynamic into Ferrari, and we're maybe seeing some of the fruits of that labor showing up on track, and with him winning. And I wonder, you know, it's been Charles's team. He's there for the long haul. In certain ways, you know, on paper, it's still Charles's team, but emotionally, is it shifting to Lewis's team? Is just Lewis? How much of that team is owned and dictated by Lewis Hamilton now?
Yeah, it's still Charles's team on paper, but it's toilet paper, Brian. That's the paper.
And it's single ply.
And it's single ply. And it is getting shredded in my ass right now.
Yeah.
Because it is Lewis's team. It is fucking Lewis's team.
This year, it's listen. This year, and maybe we'll see if this keeps up. This is Lewis's team.
I mean, here's the thing. I think we Jenny and I were speaking on this a little bit on the Patreon. I think Charles is in a difficult spot because he kind of grew up there. Mm-hmm. They see him as a boy. Yeah. You know, they see him as a boy, and he doesn't. They don't. It's a weird environment. Like they're like his parents.
Right.
See, like Lewis came in as a fully formed adult, and I think that Leclerc, he's very passionate, but I mean, this is something that I've been accused of. Is like I bring like a negative energy into the space, and that's something I need to work on. Right? Let's just say that maybe that's been brought up, hypothetically.
Sure.
But like that's something that I like. Lewis just brings this sort of. We said this on the Patreon. You should subscribe to that because Jenny and I talked a lot about this. Is Lewis brings like this very chuggy, toxic positivity that I think that they need.
Right.
Where he's just like live, laugh, loving through everything, no matter what, and he's bringing like positive vibes and like he's just gonna.
He's bringing belief. He's bringing
belief. He's bringing Ted
like
Lasso.
If we work hard enough, if we work hard, we can overcome anything.
He's bringing Ted Lasso Disney movie energy, which these fucking Machiavellian, bureaucratic, negative cigarette smoking. I was just there. They're very kind of like chaotic, and they're smoking cigarettes all the time, and they're cynical people. You know, you need a Disney character kind of guy to come in there and get like a Ted Lasso to get them to believe. Yeah. And I know he's British and Ted Lasso's American, but it's a very millennial type of Ted Lasso is a very millennial show, right? It's an American show, but it's also a millennial show. It's about a millennial man who's like with all these British younger guys who are sort of European, checked out over it, and he's like, no, we're a family.
Right. Power of teamwork.
Power of teamwork. And I really think that he brings that energy that they
totally
need.
And I think I was thinking about that because, you know, and bring this back to the Knicks, like what the Knicks have going for them is that. Like they don't, on paper, they're not nearly as good as the San Antonio Spurs, but what they have is a belief in themselves and a belief that like they can overcome anything, so that when they're down 29 points in game 4, they say, no, we can still win this game, when most teams would check out because they're like, yeah, you know, they're better than us. What are you going to do? And they don't have that. And there is a real sense of power to that. And I was kind of thinking, because I've been watching, you know, this whole playoffs run of the Knicks, and I love this team, and I've been loving, you know, I've loved the Knicks forever, but I've really, since we got Jalen Brunson, I've really been invested in this team winning it all. And because of that same thing, and I bought into it, and I was kind of like, does that exist in Formula One? Formula One feels like that's not even possible. Where it is in like these other sports where it's a bit more based off of merit, and it's a bit more like you can have more control over it. Whereas Formula One, it's kind of like, you know,
more political,
and it's more cynical. It's more just like, yeah, money really does dictate more of it. And like at the end of the day, and it's true, like Haas and Williams and whoever, like will never really be up there. But Lewis kind of brings a bit of that. No. Like if we work hard enough, we band together, we can really accomplish something great. And I think that you need that in a Formula One garage. You need that to overcome some of the lack of what you have that these other teams have. Like if Ferrari does lack what some of these other teams have, and you need some of that in order to get to the promised land.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists in Formula One. But I think in the cases, there are rare cases, right? There are guys like Lewis Hamilton, who in his own way, right? He's not like, I don't think he's a grinder but Michael Schumacher, right? Who's just like the first guy and the last guy to leave. He's working out every 30 seconds. He's testing from dawn till dusk, and he's just a grinder. Or Max Verstappen, who you know is gonna die, right, for a result,
right, to win,
and to win, like. It's like those types of guys that I think take the team to the next level, where you know that they're leaving it all out there. I think they each have all these great guys. Senna, right? That's another example of a guy who literally died to try to deliver results, and he was always like on the limit, right? Pushing, you know. So I think that that sort of behavior kind of galvanizes the team, and I think also, results aside, the team is just gonna start. The gravitational center of the team is just who are you gonna gravitate towards? Him, right, or Charles, who's a sweet, nice guy, but he's right, you know, moody and mercurial and
not a leader,
not a leader of men.
Yeah.
Right. Not a leader of men. You like, who would you rather? It's a kind of like, who would you rather follow into battle?
Right.
Would you rather follow Charles Leclerc, who you know is stepping on a mine, the second he's the guy who gets shot in the head in Act 1 of the war movie, because he just has that schlemazel energy.
Right.
He's so unfortunate. And we know, and I'm starting. I was talking about this with Jenny on the Patreon, but like we're starting to notice that like he has a weakness where if it's not there for him, he overdrives the car. He doesn't, and it's going to get worse now if Lewis is like he did it. He did it when if the car is not there and he can't get a podium, he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to try and get one, and he'll crash. And now if he's got a teammate that's out of reach, he's going to get. I think it's going to get even worse.
Yeah.
And so, I think that and Lewis
good.
is.
It's really bad. It's really bad for him right now.
Honestly,
it's really bad for him right now.
At first, I thought this was dumb, because I want to discuss this with you a little bit, because it's like when he signed, I was away when he signed this deal, but I thought like this is a really dumb, like I don't know why Charles did this, but then I was thinking maybe this is a great signing for him because he's losing value by the second, and he
right. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to wait to see what Max does, if there's any other openings at other teams, and
Right.
But, yeah, he might be. That's kind of what Gunter was saying. Is like he might be just kind of like there aren't a lot of options for him, but there was still time for him to at least try to survey what's going on elsewhere, but. No, I certainly he signed, and then the last 2 weeks, what they would have maybe signed him for after the last 2 weeks, maybe would have been a hell of a lot less than they signed him for 2 weeks ago. So maybe he signed at the perfect time. But yeah,
Mercedes is off limits. Mercedes
right.
is fucked. He can't go to Mercedes.
Yeah.
Antonelli is going to be there for the next 20 years,
Yeah.
or at least 5. McLaren doesn't look like, is he going to go to McLaren? If Max depends, maybe Red Bull. Like, he doesn't have it. Maybe Aston Martin picks up the pieces eventually. It's like there would have to be some other team that became good. So it's like Ferrari really is the best option for him, actually. So yeah, it's really remarkable the past four races. What's happened to Lewis?
Ever since he said, I'm not doing that fucking simulator anymore. Get that shit away from me. Let me use,
Growing up, we had something called the Madden curse, right?
Uh-huh.
If you were a football player and you were like the hot player that year, the next year you'd come out, you'd be on the Madden cover. And then you'd have an off year. Michael Vick, Marshall Falk, like there were guys that would,
LaDainian Tomlinson,
LaDainian Tomlinson, whoever. Then they'd have an off year. My question for you, Brian, is maybe we're speaking too soon. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm knocking on wood. Has Lewis Hamilton reversed the Kardashian curse? Has he?
It's looking like it. It's looking like it. Between him and Timothée Chalamet.
No.
Knicks
Because
in
you
5.
said no. That's the Knicks. Has nothing to do with. Don't give Timmy credit for the Knicks. Because you said no. Because here's the thing. Because you said Timmy had reversed the curse, and then he said that shit about ballet, and then he lost every award after that. He just completely fumbled the Oscar bag. So maybe we're about to jinx Lewis in the exact same way.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there will be, the goeth before the fall. We'll see. But listen, there's been so much. I was talking to Cameron about this. He was like, I don't like it, Brian. I don't like it. I don't like. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? But he's fucking happy. Now listen, if it goes bad, then he's sad, and then he's maybe then that's not good. But listen, the guy's happy. He's loving life. He's dating Kim fucking Kardashian. And he's winning with Ferrari.
Yeah. And that's the sign, and then we've talked about this before. That's like winning at the Knicks, right? If you can turn that thing, if you can win there.
Yes.
This is like, it's so early, we haven't even thought about this, but like the fact that he brought a win to Ferrari has like taken him to another level.
Right.
In his argument for greatest of all time. Like, he hasn't gotten the 8th yet, but like the fact that he's showing up fucking prime Charles Leclerc, and he got the first win of in the past 2 years, because they didn't win fucking last year,
right?
Oh, and he got the first win of this fucking new era.
Yep.
I mean, he like this is like him chipping away at Michael. And for anyone who doesn't think he's surpassed him already, it's like, well, can you win at Ferrari? The answer now, yes, he can win.
And he's 41 years old, and guess what? He's only 41 points behind Kimi Antonelli.
That's right.
And if this Ferrari is really legitimately come online, I mean, George Russell was like, fuck, when he was talking with Nico, he was like, fuck, yeah, they're good now. Fuck me. Like, god damn it. As if Kimi Antonelli wasn't difficult enough.
No, George Russell. No. He's got bigger. He's got bigger problems than Lewis Hamilton.
Well, let's. You know what? Let's. My point is, Is it like it's obviously a long shot? Probably not. Okay, probably not. But if this Ferrari has figured something out, and Lewis is firing on all cylinders, and maybe if we can get Lewis into prime Lewis time, which it feels like he's kind of entering into, does he become a little bit of a Max Verstappen-esque?
Spoiler.
Like,
yes.
Is he here to spoil the party? Because last year Max was like, Max is fucking always there, and Lewis has been all over the place last few years. But if he's figured some shit out, does Lewis have an ability to spoil that party? Because these Mercedes boys are going to be going back and forth all fucking year, and we saw that again today. And so I leave room for Lewis Hamilton potentially being able to pip this championship and get his fucking 8th. I'm feeling crazy.
Wow.
Listen, I've seen miracles. I saw the New York Knicks go 15-1 after losing 2 to the Atlanta Hawks and win the championship. Anything is possible.
That's right. And if you thought George was looking bleak after the Kimi thing, a hole will rip open in the universe where Charles Leclerc used to be. If Lewis wins this 8th. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into this Mercedes battle.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was thrilling. It was thrilling. And I kept, dude, it's Spain. It's Spain. Like, this is where Lewis and Nico, like, when it came to blows, and they kept, like, all of a sudden they're coming around that same corner, and I was like, oh my God, we're seeing it again. Like, this is fucking crazy. You know, it's an interesting thing because, you know, George has had multiple unlucky races this year.
yes.
We said that at some point Kimi was going to have, you know, he was going to have some bad luck. We saw that today. Right. And this was ultimately net positive for George. George, I'm sure, is extremely relieved. But energetically, he's still, like, Kimi has the upper hand still.
Well, because here's what happened. Well, first of all, he only got 15 points, I think. 17, 19. How many
18,
points did he
get?
got?
Second.
18, he got 18. So he didn't get the full 25 that Kimi got with his DNF. So it wasn't 1-to-1. It was still a really nice haul of points for him.
Helps.
It helps
hurt,
a lot.
But yeah.
Hurt. So it wasn't a 1-to-1. But he's got to be feeling like shit because Kimi knocked him out and then got saved, and then George got saved by the bell. Is what happened on that one.
Yeah, Kimi Kimi like got ahead of him in the marathon and then pulled a hamstring. You know, it's like, but like at the end of the day, like he
beat you
or rolled his ankle. You know, it's
but arguably didn't roll his ankle because that would imply like it was his fault. It was like a fan tripped him, or his sneaker exploded
out of his control.
Out of his control. I mean, I think the Brussels sprouts, 3 of them that are left that haven't, gone into a coma, would argue that he had like 4 laps fresher tires, so maybe that would help. But George had the undercut, so he had that extra time
and the clear air. So I don't know what that's what some of the pundits were saying, that the 4 laps younger tires make a Montoya was saying that. Okay.
Montoya was saying that. Montoya was wearing just like an Adidas shirt, like a t-shirt.
He's always dressed crazy.
I was like, we're just wearing a gym shirt. Okay. Because like Callum and Hinch were both in like button-down t-shirts.
Yeah, they're at work.
And he was just like, he looked like he was wearing like Lululemon pants and like a full wrinkled Adidas gym shirt. We got
to get him on the pod.
We got to get him on the pod. He looks like he just came from the gym and did like a full workout. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He was saying the 4 lap. What was he saying? That the 4 lap.
He was saying that the 4 lap. I think he was saying the 4 lap difference. You look that Kimi overtook him, but he had the overcut. But like 4 laps isn't that many laps though.
It's not that.
It's not like his tires were way fresher.
Yeah, and not when you're like trying to like establish dominance, you know, just energetically. Like, listen, like you want, you know, he kind of was in control of the weekend. Like this was George's weekend.
Right.
And for Kimi to battle with him, get close enough and battle with him enough to slow him down, to let Lewis, you know, get the advantage in the strategy, and let Lewis have the 3-stop, and let Lewis, you know, get ahead. Arguable whether it would have made a difference either way. But at the end of the day, Kimi and George were battling in the middle part of that race, which could have cost George the win. So that's A. And then B, later down the line, Kimi gets him. He gets him. And then after the race, when Kimi went up to Lewis and was like, dude, like, you know, just like, he's not devastated by that thing. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that he was, like, with it enough to go up to Lewis and congratulate him, it reads to me
because he knows.
He knows. Ton of confidence.
He knows. He's like, I knocked his ass out, and he
Right.
won on a fucking technicality.
Right.
And he only got 18 points on me. I'm chilling. He's George did not convincingly beat him, and now if, like you said, if Lewis keeps winning races, then he's not going to get enough. It's going to be harder for George. If George finishes second, it's not going to be enough. So this was a great week.
He's like
this is like the best week he could have had. This is the best week he could have had with a DNF.
Right. Because exactly. Like he can still look across the aisle and say, no, I still got you. Like, this is still mine.
It's like if a girl breaks up with you because you make her come too much and too hard.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just can't have sex with you anymore because I just literally can't walk.
You're ruining my life. I need to, like, I'm suffering at work. I can't focus because all I want is to just continue to have sex with you. And you're like,
exactly.
You're like, damn, I get it, babe. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of breakup that he suffered. It's like,
right.
So he's fine.
Yeah, I think he's fine. It's still, maybe George could build on this, but he's still waiting for Kimi to blow up because, if Kimi keeps on like this, it's still going to be tough for George. And yeah, now Lewis coming online, to me is very fucking interesting. I mean, the McLaren's still not really there.
I was really disappointed with their qualifying. I mean, because here's the thing, I was thinking to myself after Miami, I said, okay, we have something here, and then they had all these gremlins, these reliability issues, and I thought, okay, eventually, assuming they can work these out, they're going to be quick. And then they didn't really have any reliability issues this week, and they didn't qualify well. I think the race pace was okay. Oscar doesn't seem to be anywhere really.
Well, these cars are also kind of more slidey, which is kind of what George doesn't like about them. This is kind of what Oscar. George is suffering something similar to what Oscar suffered last year, which is that George and Oscar like cars that are fucking stuck to the track. They don't like cars that move around. You got to make a million little micro adjustments to the wheel.
Right.
That's why Oscar suffered in the street tracks. That's why Baku was a nightmare for him. It's that's not how he likes to drive a car. Same with George. George likes these purpose-built tracks where the downforce can be, he can really he can have the car on rails. And these cars are lighter. There's less downforce, so they're more twitchy. They move around more, and he doesn't like that shit. And so it's double whammy for him on the tracks that aren't the tracks that aren't high downforce. That's already hard enough for someone like George, and the cars are twitchy, which is a double something that he doesn't like, as opposed to the ground effect cars, which actually played more into Oscar and George's hands. Maybe that's why George looked so good these last couple years, and why he was able to beat Lewis. 2 out of those 3 years was because
those cars were on rails.
They were high downforce cars. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're on rails, and they were predictable.
Look at us. Look at us talking about fucking. Dude, I'm the technical genius.
Yeah, I think about it this way: George and Oscar are like Shakespearean actors, and
right.
and Lewis is like
they like that iambic pentameter.
They like the meter that keeps them.
Yeah.
You know, they can memorize all those lines, and they've got presence, and their voices project. But you know, and then Lewis is more like Lewis and these other guys. They're more like Antonelli improvisers.
Right.
Second City.
Right.
They just let it.
They say
they
just
don't
go.
stick to the script. Just
go.
Stick to the script. It's like
say it how you want to say it. Then George is like, "What do you mean how I want to say it? What do you mean? I'll say what's written on the page."
It's like an Adam McKay movie where they're just riffing the whole movie.
Right. Yeah.
You know. George would be dead in an Adam McKay movie.
Yeah.
I gotta improvise.
Not where he thrives.
Right.
Not where he thrives. Not
he
quick on
likes
his feet. Not light on his feet. He wants to stick to the script.
Coen Brothers movie.
To the script. Yeah.
Excuse me, you missed a the there. Right. Say it how it's written.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Should we get into our awards?
Sure.
Hottest moment of the day.
The Mercedes battling. When he threw when Kimi overtook him, I was like, oh my God, they're actually doing this. And then George kind of put him wide. Or Hadjar like had the start from hell and was just fucking overtaking the shit.
Yeah, he was coming his way, coming from the back. Yeah, no, the Merc battle was great. But I gotta give it to Lewis Hamilton with the hair. The hair just out. He just. I've never seen. He's always got the. When he took off his thing, I was like, oh shit! Like he was so pumped, just like hugging the whole fucking team. Lewis's whole celebration was just amazing. Okay, daddy of the day. I mean,
I gotta give it to Lewis's engineer.
Okay, yeah. Carlos Santi
goes, am I catching them? You are really catching them. Like he's just really encouraging when this is the radio of the day. And now you are in front. I mean, when was the last time you heard I know you want to give it to Lewis, but I mean, Lewis has won lots of races. When was the last time you heard a fucking awesome Ferrari radio?
Right.
And when was the last time there was a positive interaction between a Ferrari engineer?
They were so beautiful. There was so many. He goes, am I catching them? He goes, you're catching really well. Keep pushing. Yeah. Wow. They were like, wow, you're really doing amazing.
I just needed to.
And then also
out.
them saying they were like, we're running 7 laps on this set. These 7 laps are critical moment. We have our chance.
Yes.
That's like that's the clear communication that Lewis needs. Like this is lock the fuck in. It's hammer time.
Yeah.
And you're in the front. It was so fucking good.
That was epic.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Fred. Obviously it's Lewis. But I'm gonna give it to Fred. They brought him in. Everyone was excited. Then things weren't going well, and everyone was critical. It's a big move. You bring in Lewis, and Fred, who's known him from his days in the junior categories, also knows Charles. But he's daddy, and he's doing okay. Everyone was a little bit scared last week, but everything's fine. So happy to see that he's doing well. And his guys crushing it on his team. Radio of the day, we already discussed all the Ferrari radios. Karen of the day.
McLaren was like probably they're like don't worry, we saw Kimi go over. He's gonna get a 5-second penalty. Don't even worry.
Yeah. Yeah, and then no fives, and then no one was even investigating it. It was kind of just like no one even. And then Kimi did the job for himself, and the car did it for
Yeah.
The car did the job for him.
Yeah.
If that was meant to be, but yeah. And then wait, hold on. Radio of the day, I got the vibes, Nico Rosberg. Just like that, it was Nico interviewing them in Spain, where it all went down, and it's Lewis back on the podium, and he even like pimped George into like, he was like, so George, like
George and Lando, he was like, so how crazy is it that Lewis is back? He didn't care about their races.
Yeah. And then they were both like, yeah, like, it's awesome. Huge congrats to Lewis. Like, that's what today means to me, is I'm happy for Lewis. That's what today's about for me, is that I'm so happy that Lewis won.
Yeah. It's like, instead of like a narcissist who can't stop talking about himself, Nico just can't stop talking about Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's enough about what I think about Lewis. What do you think about Lewis?
Yeah. They're so all over the map. It's like, I can't, he always keeps you guessing as to like what the timbre is going to be around Lewis. Because sometimes it's praise. Sometimes he wants to throw a little jab in there. It's like, it's so, it's always keeping me guessing.
In pre-race, he was doing. I guess Nico was doing. I saw this. I think Jenny sent it. They were doing a grid walk. Nico was doing a grid walk, and someone like pushed him in. Someone like pushed him towards Lewis, like interview Lewis, and Nico was like, and Lewis had headphones in. Might have been on a scooter, don't know, but like moving at a clip that was like, there's no way he's stopping. And Nico's like, oh God, don't do this. Like, hey Lewis, you. And he goes, oh, Lewis, you got to... And then Lewis just blew right by him. But then Lewis turned around and, like, smiled at him.
Yeah.
And then Nico goes, actually, that was really polite what Lewis just did. That was actually... It's better than usual. Usually he just fucking... He's so traumatized.
It's
that,
so
like,
tough.
Even... Yeah.
That's so good. Red flag of the day.
This one's easy. Red flag of the day is the Aston Martin organization.
Yeah.
Because anytime I was worried about safety car, because I was like, I didn't want a safety car in this race. I wanted to see it. Because this is how you know that these races are exciting, because usually I'm like, oh, somebody crashed, for fuck's sake, like mix this thing up, right? But I didn't want one. I remember looking and thinking, oh, Stroll's already out, so we're good. But no, Alonso was still in the fucking race. So of course, the odds of a safety car was, it's like, these guys are just like fucking up the race.
I know.
They're just always fucking, they're always fucking or not being able to finish. Like, if you're going to just retire every race, like, I don't know.
Right. Just run your 15 laps, get whatever data you need, and then get off of the court.
Yeah. Because you're not honestly competing. You're only ruining the integrity of the sport.
Right. And they kind of handed Lewis the win with that. But I still think Lewis would have won without it, and it would have been more fun to watch.
It would have been more exciting and more earned if he had done it that way. At least it wasn't like a complete bullshit win. He was in command. He was on a good strategy. He had good pace. It wasn't one of these like, holy shit, that was just gifted to you. But still, like, I really wanted to see it play out. And the Aston Martins, once again, robbed us of that. It's different when, like, okay, two cars are fighting and one crashes. Okay, they're pushing. They're trying to make something. Like, I'll forgive, Isaac Hadjar and Liam Law and Behrman fighting for sixth. That's shit. I guess that shit happens. But, like, when you're in last place and that's just annoying.
Locked in with Loop. Who's your locked in moment of the day? I got Ferrari strategy.
Yeah, I mean, they took control of this
Listen,
race.
at Ferrari, there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of noise at Ferrari, okay? There's a lot of cooks in that motherfucking kitchen. And we've seen time and time, we're checking. You know, when they say we are checking, all I imagine is like 50 Italians all screaming at each other, just like, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. And they just need to fucking tune out the haters. Because Loop, they're the best earplugs in the game. They're sexy. They help you drown out the noise. You can let some of the noise back in, especially with the Switch 2s, because you can let a little bit more noise in. A little bit. You can choose how much of the outside noise you want to bring into your life.
When your national anthem is playing, when you're winning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They you know, you turn it to the one where you let in the noise. You hear the beauty of the national anthem. No, but they really listen.
No notes.
How critical have we been? How critical have we been of the Ferrari strategy team?
The maximum.
I don't think we've ever said anything nice about them. But you know what? They haven't given us much to say about them on a positive front. But today they really crushed it, and they really had the edge over everybody else. They dictated that race.
They looked like Red Bull.
They were in control the whole time. And yeah, if you want to be locked in, just like the Ferrari strategy team was today, you can get 20% off when you use code REDFLAGS at loopearplugs.com. Get yours today, Vanka Nation. Okay. Two things. Let's hear your Austrian predictions. But also, what are your feelings about the championship? Who do you think is winning the championship?
Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
I think I've seen enough. I've seen enough. What about you?
I think I'm going to be crazy right now. Maybe I'm just feeling crazy. Maybe I'm just feeling high. High off the Knicks championship. I think Lewis Hamilton pips this championship, dude. I don't know, dude. This Mercedes has reliability issues. This Ferrari, they've brought upgrades. The upgrades are working. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit like Lewis Hamilton is Max Verstappen last year. And if he's locked in,
he doesn't
like
have a
he
teammate
is,
standing in his way.
Keep chipping away, keep chipping away, keep chipping away, keep chipping away. Let them fight, because they're going to be fighting. They're going to take each other out at some point. I know it's a long shot. But I'm just feeling it.
I mean, that's what I want. And you're also assuming that Leclerc is not going to figure it out.
Yes, I'm assuming that Lewis has the edge right now, and Leclerc will not be as much of a factor. But right now, the point standing is Kimi Antonelli 156 points, Lewis Hamilton 115 points, George Russell in third with 106 points.
Wow!
Wow, you're so close. Wow. You're in second place. That's amazing. And wait, in Austria, you think Kimi's winning in Austria?
I think it's going to be Kimi, Louis, George.
I think it's going to be Louis, Lando, Kimi.
Wow.
McLaren's have been good in Austria. It's been a good track for them. And yeah, I mean, fuck, Max. I mean, Red Bull's not. I know. They just feel like they're such a non-factor right now. It's kind of sad.
It's crazy because they have the best engine. So
when was the last?
Max is just not driving the car.
It's crazy. They have the best engine.
They have the best engine, and Max clearly just sucks.
I think this is crazy. When was the last time we had an entire episode where we never talked about Max? I honestly think if you go back into every episode we've ever done, this is maybe the first time ever where we just didn't even talk about Max Verstappen.
I do have one other thing I want to mention, and it's not about Max. I do want to give a shout out to Lando Norris. I've started to notice this about him. They asked him about, they were like, how are the tires? He's like, just sliding around a lot. He sounds like I sound when I'm on my way to the groceries and I'm being asked up. Okay, so you want oat milk barista blend? Just so blasé. He really doesn't sound. He sounds so chill on the radio. It's really quite remarkable.
Well, I think like after last year, this all
Yeah.
feels like this is just like a joke. He's like, this season's like a joke. Like it's just like, well, who cares? Like I did it. Like I'm not playing for any. Like this really doesn't matter.
After all that, it's a cat.
Yeah.
What's his line that he says? After all that.
After all
What's his-
that.
After all that.
Or he's
Yeah,
like OG
exactly.
Anunoby. He's like, they're like, is it exciting? And he's like, yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. Everyone's excited. That's really exciting. For me. So
I'm
nonchalant.
smiling, and then he does the weirdest smile.
Yeah.
He hits he hits the emoji on his face.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, he's
crazy.
out here in these. He was out. Listen, there's been. He's out here in these streets.
Really?
Well, Dumois has been having a good time with one Lando Norris.
Oh, Orlando. I thought it was like OG.
No. Well, OG too. There's most eligible bachelor in New York right now. But no, Lando. I think Lando's having a good time off track, is what it seems like. According to the tabloids, it seems like Lando's having a good time on track.
According to the Pulitzer Prize winning journalist at Des Moines.
Yeah, well, videos and pictures don't really lie, but it seems
Who's
like
this
he's having a good
fucking
time
Jake
elsewhere.
Shane guy who I see with everyone?
Yeah, he was partying with Lando. And Lando was also partying with one, who's her name? She's huge on TikTok. The big one on TikTok, who's not Alex Cooper.
Alex Earl. Yeah, Oscar needs to step it up. Like, dude, you can't get beat by a guy who's just like fucking partying with Alex Earl. Like, who's just so fucking checked out.
You can't.
Come on, Oscar.
And buy our fucking. We have the best merch out right now. Best merch in the game. It's the World Cup. Get our jerseys. We got a Lando, we got a Max, we got a Lewis, and we got a Charles. They're so unbelievably sick. Be the coolest person at a World Cup watch party this summer. Get yours right now. Link is in the description, people. And you know what? This pod would not be possible if it wasn't for all of you listening who are hopefully subscribed. And if you're not, please subscribe. That's free. But if you want to get extra content, Matt and Jenny did a reaction to qualifying. Hear their unfiltered thoughts. People are loving having Jenny on the Patreon. If you want to hear what Jenny thinks, you got to go over to patreon.com/TRFpod, and you can become a benefactor today. You can go at the $5 tier, the $10 tier, or if you want to become a daddy at the $50 tier. So we got to thank our daddies. We got to thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan, Texera, Jay Lingo, Spencer Grieve, Javier, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla, Harlow, Kimberly Quaden, Alonso, My Face 69, Donya Denad, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimi, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Cat, Future Dog Tour Dion, Steph Grossi, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Ellis, my F1 Daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Science Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell is Evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish I was Max and Danny's love child. Delaney Andrews, Henry Kasky, Miles Lewis, Alexander, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eve the Wide, Devin, aka the Future Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Fraser, Yuka Sonoda's other mother. Jenny is the reason I am a daddy. Megan, Aaron, Pineapple with a Y. Matt has a secret runner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary. Carolina, my name is AJ, and fuck the HOA. K-Mac can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by that Tifosi. Hey, Jack, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Judge, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Calipito is a fraud. Aaron, Shahid, Jeans, Roxer, Chohan, Gotta Lick My Balls, Dave Fierce, Leclerc, Truth Brigham, Mama Burns, Arthur Leclerc is harder. Carlos Science, Opie Goblin, right meow. James, the NCTT, Finney, Daddy Kev, not Magnuson, Mr. Ed, Bobby, Lando Norris's unofficial girlfriend. Why do I always talk to on this name, Winkin? Lizzie Y, Jafar from Far, Stroll Pay the Troll told to get in the boys' hole, Andrew Prisco, Rojo, the Bambino, the Great Paulbino, the Sausage, Boy Atticus, Uno Cinco, Scott Menz likes cappuccino lays. And honorary Daddy of the Pod this week, every week, Nicole Piastri. Go to patreon.com/TRFpod and become a benefactor of the day. Get your name read off at the end of every episode. Okay, Vankers, we'll see you on Wednesday for Vanka Hours and next week for another episode.
Goodbye, Vankas.
Goodbye, Vankas.